Hey guys, Sean here, and today we got more Advanced Warfare, and we're going to be talking about, Ghost versus Advanced Warfare, although that's not really anything to discuss. I mean, it's just fairly obvious that Ghost is a terrible game, and that nobody likes it. I don't think there's really any fans of Ghost, so I don't think I'm offending anyone when I say that. But I thought we'd talk about should you buy Advanced Warfare, and I'll give some reasons you should, some reasons maybe you shouldn't, and then you can go from there as to whether or not you should. But since people have asked over the last couple of videos, I thought I'd kind of discuss the finer points in life about Advanced Warfare. But before I do that, I did just want to mention that this is a ranked playlist game. This is Hardpoint on Solar. I go huge on one of the hills here, and I don't have any score streaks, so I don't get any score streaks, but I go absolutely fucking nuts. I don't even know what the streak was. And my controller disconnects. I got up, ran over to the Xbox to like plug it in because I thought, I don't know, maybe it was dying or something. I got like the play in charge or whatever the fuck they call it. And I look over and the thing connected again. So it literally just disconnected for like 3 seconds for no reason. So that was awesome. Kind of sucked, like a lot. But anyway, so I didn't really make a list, so I'm just going to go off the top of my head. If I missed something, I apologize. I should have probably made a list, but I didn't. So, let's just go through the different things about the game, and we'll start with the game types, the game modes that are available to play. You got your TDM, Domination, Kill Confirm, Ground War, Uplink, which is new, Momentum, which is not new, but returning at long last from World at War, where it was called War. Hardpoint, Search and Destroy, Search and Rescue, which is returning from Ghost, Capture the Flag, which is back after a one-game absence, Free for All, and of course Ranked, with the bonus playlist, which is just the Infected and Atlas Scourge and the other, hardcore, classic, whatever. Doesn't matter. Blitz is gone, which is good to me. I'm thrilled that Capture the Flag is back. As much as I have my issues with Ranked right now, and I harped on kind of the different things that need to be changed that are kind of disappointing. The implementation of it is better than Ghost, even if just slightly. But it is better than Ghost because Ghost, at the beginning, it was non-existent, and otherwise it was literally just Mosh Pit. I may disagree with the way the ranking system works in Advanced Warfare. I think it's kind of boring, but at the very least, it actually has some sort of system in place. Whether or not that's a good system, another story. But it does have some sort of system, so I'm thrilled with that. Hardpoint is back. Momentum is back. I think that there's a lot of improvements in that department. As far as, the class system, Pick 13 is here, which is very much like Pick 10. It's not crazy different than Ghost. Ghost kind of, sort of, I don't know. Ghost had a weird system. I did not like Ghost create a class. I thought it was confusing. I thought there were way too many perks. I thought that the way that Treyarch had done it in Black Ops 2, where, the different attachments on the guns gave you kind of different, what IW would call perks on the guns, such as, stock, making it so that you move faster while aiming down sights. I think this is a much easier system, a much simpler system to understand, and I think it's a solid system. Pick 13 is the only thing that can be better than Pick 10, honestly. My only issue with Pick 13 comes from a competitive aspect, although there is an option to change in private match, I was told. I've never checked, but to change how many points are allowed. I do think, though, depending on how, you can change the selections allowed all the way from 3 to 20, 3 to 20. So pretty good, actually, definitely in there. But the one thing I was going to say is that because the kill streaks and stuff are in there, and just by the nature of Pick 13, where you get a point for everything, depending on how competitive does things, depending on how much we ban, or is banned, depends on, I think that there may be an imbalance in you having too many points and basically being able to do whatever you want with the remaining ones because so many things aren't an option. Especially if the score streaks are banned. If everyone's running one score streak, well, that frees up an extra 2 points, potentially. Like, there's different things that could happen in that department. But the biggest thing to talk about, because create a class, all this stuff, this is all great, but the biggest thing is the new exosuits, which I think are a very much welcomed addition to the game. Now, next year, when Treyarch takes over, do I necessarily want to see them carry over? I don't know. I feel like it's a fresh new thing, and I almost feel like there's no going back now. But at the same time, then it won't be a fresh new thing if it's just... Because at this point, There's definitely things I still mess up, and there's definitely probably a better way to utilize the suit that I just haven't been doing. But I definitely feel like it's almost become second nature at this point. Like, I almost just feel like this is how Call of Duty's played. Like, I don't even know how it was played before. And this is kind of where the maps come in. The map design is, like, if Ghost was the worst maps ever made, which I think is a fair statement. I mean, Ghost has some awful maps, and I don't even have a favorite, really. Freight is the closest thing to a favorite, and I don't really find Freight all that good anyway. But they don't have, you know, their firing range or their scrapyard, their terminal. Like, Ghost doesn't have that map. Ghost has a bunch of and then there's just a bunch of bad around it. The map design in this game is so much better than in Ghost. It feels like old Call of Duty games, but it also does a good job of utilizing the jetpacks. Like, the map design is definitely well suited for the different jetpacks. There are a few maps where there's like buildings that I know I could get on top of, and then when I try to, it says it's out of bounds, and I'm like, wait, what? Like, why is it out of bounds? There are a few like glass windows that I feel like you can't shoot bullets through, that are kind of confusing to me, because I can shoot through a wall, but like a concrete wall, but this glass window is off limits. So there's a few, you know, weird things like that, but the map design is so much better, and the exosuits are so... It's a change, and it's a good change. Like, it's done well. The, you know, boosting left, right, back, up, down, sideways, whatever is good. Just the boosting, like, into the air is good. Technically, I think the left, right thing is called dodge, but boosting, dodge, I don't know what the difference is. The exo abilities, none of them, at this time, even, like, they don't feel broken in any way. They don't feel, you know... they feel like each of them has some sort of place, and none of them feel like they are abusive in any way. None of the perks really feel abusive. You know, low profile keeps you off UAVs, but you need blind eye to keep off of all other score streaks, so, you know, that's separated. They have, you know, flak jacket. You know, they have all this stuff that seems pretty balanced out. The only thing right now that well, there's two things, or three things, I guess, kind of, depending on how you look at it. The guns, right now, the BAL, or the BAL, or the BAL, or whatever we're going with, 27, which is the first assault rifle you get, seems head and shoulders above the other guns in the game. I don't know how no one noticed that, so that's kind of an issue. I'm not on that SMGs are completely weak. I did have some success with an SMG the other day. It's not one of the ones anyone recommends. I was having success. Although I do think they need a tiny, tiny buff at, like, medium range. Not long range, but, like, sometimes it does feel at medium range people eat bullets. But that also could be attributed to what is probably the biggest issue right now, and that's inconsistencies in connection. I won't call it, like, okay, there's no dedicated servers. That is completely obvious at this point. But I do not really necessarily believe that dedicated servers are the solution to everything. I said this in another video. The brief version is basically, my example is Riot Games, who does League of Legends. They're North American servers. Like, they have servers in Europe, and they have, like, Europe West, Europe North, Latin America North, Latin America South. Like, they have different servers everywhere. But their servers in North America are in LA. And so, for me, here on the East Coast, my ping is anywhere from 90 to 110, or sometimes even a little higher than that. And it's not very good. It's not a very good ping. So, you know, if Activision were to set up dedicated servers, they'd probably do something similar. They'd all be in LA or something, or all be in New York. And so everyone who's far away from those locations would still be having a bad experience at times. And the other thing about dedicated servers is they're consistent. So in Call of Duty right now, you might get a host that's nearby, or you might get one that's far away. Well, if the servers are always, you know, they're on dedicated servers, meaning the servers are always in LA and you're in Boston, well, your connection to the servers is always going to be the same. And if that's kind of shitty for you, well, it's never going to be better. There's no time you'll have a better game. So that's one of the issues. I think either the game just has some... I think right now, actually, probably what's happening is the matchmaking. I think the matchmaking, whether it's picking a bad host, or it's not doing a very good job of matching you with people in your area. It's one of the two. I think that if it just gets a little bit better on that, because I've been having kind of a higher amount of games on here that seem really laggy. And there's no way to customize to search for best connection or search just what's fastest. Like, there's no option for that in this game, like in Treyarch games, and I don't know if it's in Infinity Ward games. But maybe if they just work on how matchmaking picks a host and chooses a lobby for you, maybe we'll have a better time and maybe things will clear up. As far as should you buy this game, I would say yes. If you're a Call of Duty fan, this is a good game. If you've been away from Call of Duty for a few games, I think this is the fresh, change. It's not completely different. It's still Call of Duty at its heart, but it's definitely a different game. It's fun. I think it's like basically better Titanfall to me. I wasn't too pleased with Titanfall. I think it's solid. I think you should buy it. Obviously, if you want to wait for a sale, in the US, Target is doing, starting November 9th for the whole week, a buy 2 games, get 1 free thing. So if you want to do that, you can wait till Tuesday. You can pick up Halo, Master Chief Collection, and Call of Duty on the Xbox One and then get something for free or whatever. Just thought I'd shout that out. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, you can leave them below, and I will see you all later.